Hi everyone. Hello, hello. Are we there? Today we want to talk about advanced management accounting as given to us in the new syllabus. Great. Great. Are we there? Are we there? Advanced management accounting is a great paper in CPA. One of those papers that can never harass anybody. Can never harass anybody. Can never harass anybody. Right? Right? Advanced management accounting. Advanced management accounting as given to us in the new syllabus. In the new syllabus, could you kindly try help this mwalimu here create an audience? Get a quorum of about 10. Get a quorum of about 10 by sharing this particular video. I'm so sure you guys have got very many friends who are doing CPA. Please share this video. Share this video. Share this video. We want to see share. It's very important that we bring all of our friends to get to know this paper called Advanced Management Accounting under the new syllabus. And of course, apart from the paper AMA, we shall also get some time to discuss generally about this paper, or rather about the syllabus as a whole. About the syllabus as a whole. But remember, I can only do that when I start seeing you guys sharing. If you're not sharing, then straight away, I will not get started. I will not get started. I'm waiting to see you great ladies and gentlemen sharing these particular videos on your timelines. Even better still, sharing it to the various accountancy groups that you are members in. Because I know some of you here are members of accountants on Facebook, CASNEB students. So when you share this to those groups, of course, you're inviting more people to come and join us. Great. So I would want to know whether in this particular team that we have here, is there anybody who is in the advanced level of CPA? Advanced level, what hitherto used to be known as CPA Part 3. Is there anybody who is in the advanced level? Is there anybody who is in the advanced level? You simply say yes. In the comment section, you simply say yes if you are in the advanced level. In the comment section, you say yes if you are doing your advanced level in December. I'm waiting to see whether I have quite a good number of students who are in the advanced level, because really today here, I've got two objectives. I would want to discuss advanced management accounting and discuss the new syllabus as a whole. So I would want to know whether there is anybody who is watching me now who happens to be planning to do their CPA advanced level. Remember now we have what we call FIA, Foundations, Intermediate, and Advanced. We no longer have CPA Part 1, Section 1, Section 2. No. Now we are talking about FIA, Foundations, Intermediate, and then what here, somebody advanced. So I haven't seen really anybody talk about them planning to do the advanced level. So I don't know which levels these students of mine who are watching me here in this live cast will be doing. Great, William. Thanks for commenting there. Great. That is okay. We are here basically to give you the information. Akip Koech at least says yes. So at least I have one person out of the 20 who are watching this live cast who is planning to sit for their advanced level this December. Only one. How about the other students? Then if you're not planning to do CPA Part, what used to be called Part 3, which level are you planning to do? If you're not planning to do the advanced level, which level are you planning to do? Ladies and gentlemen, I think now we have a very good quorum as I wait for you to give me the answer to my question. When we talk over advanced management accounting, first of all, you must know who a management accountant is, the normal management accountant. Remember, a management accountant, ladies and gentlemen, basically is that person who is in that organization, whose major role is to blog, whose major role is to provide information that managers will use to make what we call informed or rational decisions. So remember, in organizations, you'll always be faced, you want to get this solution, but there will be alternative ways of getting that solution. You want, in this case, here to do this, there will always be alternative ways, ladies and gentlemen, of doing this particular thing until you reach a solution. A management accountant should be able to evaluate the available options and be able to advise the management that this option will be the cheaper and effective way of you reaching that destination. Right? That's a management accountant. But remember, as per the new syllabus topic number 1, they don't want us to define management accounting. Topic number 1, they want us to define strategic management accounting. Topic number 1, they want us to define strategic management accounting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, then, you have to understand that basically a strategy is a plan of action. Right? And when you talk of a strategy, you are looking at the long term. That is why strategic plans, like if RCM Online College, we do a strategic plan today, it can't be a plan of less than 5 years. Strategic plans are long-term plans, right? So when you talk about strategic management accounting, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who will be able to take up that senior role in that organization as a strategic management accountant will not be your normal management accountant. Remember, basically, a normal management accountant will be doing what at the workplace? These guys will be collecting data. They'll be analyzing this data. They'll be presenting this data to the board for purposes of what here? Making decisions. That is a normal management accountant. Basically, a bean counter. Mtu wa kuhesabu maharagwe kama your accountant wa kawaida. But the moment you hit those high levels, and you're called a strategic management accountant, ladies and gentlemen, number 1, you must be visionary. You must be looking at what here? The future. So strategic management accounting, unlike this normal management accounting of the day-to-day advisory, a strategic management accountant will tell us, would want you to move this organization from here today and be at this level in 10 years' time. From today. So basically, strategic management accounting is futuristic. Ladies and gentlemen, unlike management accounting, which is basically an internal affair, when you talk of strategic management accountant, it has got a lot of external factors. When you want, in this case, here to advise an organization about how do you move in the long term, you must be concerned with all stakeholders. You must be concerned with very many external factors, both internal and external. But the bigger extent of it is external. If you are to walk, ladies and gentlemen, on a straight line, as of course we navigate upwards and become bigger and bigger as an organization, we must look at external factors. How does the environment affect us? How does competition affect us? Do you remember the concept of pestel? Like right now, we must be having so many organizations, ladies and gentlemen, which are really worried of next year, simply because they don't have a strategic management accountant. Because a strategic management accountant, if he was in existence from the word go, he would have started raising an alarm. Hey, you guys, as you spend, please ensure that you save something for some rainy days, which are ahead of us. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, a strategic management accountant, as we advise for purposes of planning for this organization and controlling it, ensuring that we are holding this particular bull by its horns. Remember, running an organization is like a commander who is at war. You must really ensure that you are holding everything intactly. You must ensure that you are holding this bull by its horns for you to be able to control it. For you to be able to control, there will always be so many external shocks. And that is why you would need a strategic management accountant who will be able to guide, activities in the organization as you move ahead, so that whatever strategic plan you would have done, his other role is to ensure that you will remain within the lanes, working towards the plan that he had set. Remaining within the lanes is what we call controlling. So there is no way you can ever talk of strategic management accounting without, these are words that must be in the same sentence. Strategic management accounting, you've got planning. We've got somebody controlling. And then we have got us looking at external factors for purposes of guiding this organization to be there in the long term, so that its going concern is not under threat in the near future. So remember these external models. Like we have Michael Porter's 5 forces. So Michael Porter 5 forces, ladies and gentlemen, sits in very well in this concept of strategic management accounting. Ladies and gentlemen, remember you're getting this free of charge podcast from RCM Online College, the only college in this case here that has said, hey, we are leaving these physical classroom setups. Would want in this case here to reach out to all students in Kenya who have decided to embrace technology to study. So basically, we are purely an online college. An online college. There's a student the other time who was telling me that, Mwalimu, that's a blunder you're making. No. Look at the numbers that we have. Look at the numbers that we have online. I thought strategically because I'm a strategic management accountant. Look at the future. I mean, what does the environment want of any accountant? All accountancy platforms, be it you are accounting in QuickBooks, SAP, everything has gone virtually. All our information is being stored in the cloud up there. So if I don't start training you how to use these online platforms from today, I mean, what kind of a teacher am I? What kind of a mentor will I be? So I have to start mentoring you from the word go, know how to use Zoom, know how to use Google Meet platform, right? Know how to use some of these platforms, because whether you like it or not, especially if you're going to become senior, this virtual workspace is what will remain constant with us even post-COVID. I mean, do you want to start using Zoom when you become a CEO? That is when you would want people to start teaching you how to mute a microphone, right? That's when you would want people to start teaching you how to share your screen. No. We must start learning that today, ladies and gentlemen, simply because, as I told you, accountancy is basically moving the ICT way. So let me go back to my strategic management accounting. Strategic management accounting, we've said, ladies and gentlemen, when we are strategic, we are basically looking at what we call long-termism. And for us to look at long-termism, we've said the external factors have to be taken into consideration. Very important, under the Michael Porter 5 forces. So in this case here, look at, for example, the customers. You must go beyond numbers. Strategic management accounting is both quantitative and qualitative. So look at how are your customers going to affect you? Are they being taken, their interest? Are their interests being taken care of very well? If you don't do that, trust you me, in the long term, you will be in problems. So we have the customer's force, which has to be evaluated very well and taken care of keenly. Otherwise, you'll not be there in the future. The same case with suppliers. The supplier's force, especially if you've got very few suppliers, ladies and gentlemen, those guys can wipe your organization from business 100. It will sweep you off your feet. They'll sweep you if there are very few, like 1 or 2. These guys, remember, suppliers can also decide one of the fine days to enter into your market and be your competitors. And that is why you are being told under strategic management accountancy that ensure you widen your suppliers base. Ensure that you widen your suppliers base. Don't rely on 1 or 2 people. No. One of the fine days will put you in ransom. So, ladies and gentlemen, when basically we talk of strategic management accounting, please remember external factors are so important. When you want to advise, give advisory on a strategic management accounting level, we must look at external. We must also look at qualitative factors. Because ours, as I told you from the start, that ours is not bean counting. Hatuko pale kuhesabu maharagwe. Maharagwe inahesabiwa na nani? Somebody, financial accountant and the normal management accountant. Strategic management accounting is at a high level. It's at board level. And a strategic management accountant, basically this is the vision bearer. You should be able to see very far. And of course, in this case here, whenever there are issues, this is the person who should be able to do what here is the person who should be able to raise the red flags. Trust you me, like these organizations that are doing quite well during COVID, the Safaricoms of this world, etc., they've got very serious strategic management accounting departments. They've got people who are able to see far and advise on issues to do with innovation. Because you must innovate. For you to survive, you must innovate. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, at times I talk quite fast. Is there anybody who could be having any question for me this evening? 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 And there is something that you guys of mine forgot to do. Sharing. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And of course, as I wait for you guys to ask questions, I'll not belabor to explain the fact that we are giving you these live casts from RCM Online College, and we have decided in this case here to go full throttle online. So you're offering online, and should you want in this case here to join our CPA classes right from section 1 to CPA section 6, what you need to do is to give us a call. And our number is the same number, 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. Remember, going online has got very many advantages. Like right now, it is raining quite heavily outside here in Nairobi. So you can imagine somebody who is coming from Upper Hill, perhaps Kenyatta National Hospital, navigating all through the rain here. No parking in town, right? You go to class in this case here when you are, too tired. You would have taken that time to go home, right? And then wait for our classes, which begin at about 8 p.m. Grab your cup of coffee. There you are in the house, right? And then the most important thing is that we have got videos, pre-recorded videos, which cover the entire syllabus. Once you have those pre-recorded videos with yourselves at a cost of 3,500, then ladies and gentlemen will be able to go even ahead of the teacher and watch several episodes ahead. So you'll always be ahead of the teacher. You'll always be ahead of the teacher. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being asked a very good question there. Do you offer CIFA? Not yet. The course that we would want to offer almost immediately from next week on top of CPA is the Certified Secretary. Certified Secretary is that particular course that I went through the syllabus and I thought, hey, this is what we are doing at the board. I happen to be a member of 2 or 3 boards somewhere there. So these are the kind of things that we, there is one paper called the board dynamics in advanced level of CS. So it's a paper that I would want to start rolling it out myself from next week's CS. CIFA, I don't have the capacity internally, apart from apart from the shared, or rather the common papers. So I don't want to cheat. Don't pay us for CIFA. Pay us in this case here for CPA and CS. Victor says, I love this. You are being practical, mwalimu. That is the way to go. Which accountant in this case here nowadays will be called to go to an office? Nowadays, everything is all about Zoom meetings, right? You execute your whatever you've been given through an online platform like SAP or whichever, right? QuickBooks, whichever. And then, of course, you send your information, right? Even payments themselves are online. So if I don't start teaching you this thing from the word go, who else will be able to teach you this thing? Who else will be able to teach you this thing? Great. So also that reminds me that we have got very powerful advanced Excel classes. There is no way, as I always keep on telling you as your mentor, that you can ever say that you are a good accountant if you do not know advanced Excel. You don't know if, for example, you are given a trial balance. If you are given a trial balance as your source document, how do you sniff through this trial balance using the sum if function to give us automatically an income statement and a balance sheet? How do you tell us that you're an accountant? And then most of us will keep on lamenting, crying that CPA doesn't pay. Who told you doesn't pay? At times, it's also good to go through some introspections and look at really what skill do we have ourselves. You're an accountant and you don't know how to do dashboards using the pivot tables. I mean, as a good accountant, I need to be at a position of doing what we call slicing and dicing of data. So I should be able to slice whatever data you give me, and then I create, for example, a sales dashboard, right? So, and I should be able to know how to create excellent dashboards using the Power BI. The moment I reach that level, there is nobody who will be able to pay you less than 700,000 Kenya shillings a month, because you will be a premium accountant. At times, I normally keep on looking at some of the comments that I see there on accountants on Facebook, etc. People keeping on crying. And then, of course, it doesn't matter whether you have a master's or a PhD. I've seen that all. If you have practical skills, there is a gap there. Automatically, you will always be underrated, and don't blame anybody. Don't blame anybody. Yes, we offer advanced Excel. The advanced Excel that you were offering like last week, I just volunteered myself and I started teaching advanced Excel for Kenya shillings 500 only. So that offer was over. Now we are charging advanced Excel, which will be starting from Monday, 4,000 Kenya shillings. 4,000 Kenya shillings. It's unfortunate that you guys never got to follow this page. You would have seen the offer of 500, and of course, in this case, you boarded that vehicle not to miss the opportunity. But also 4,000, it is still worth it. It is still worth it, because with 4,000, they're being taught by somebody who understands Excel, who is an accountant like yourself. So I know the Excel for accountants that you need, right? Excel for accountants that you need. So please join us, consider joining us. And if you would wish to join us, please don't forget to hit our number, 0719 525,000. So I was here to talk about strategic management accounting. Just remember the balance scorecard. That a strategic management accountant must look at the financials, must look at the customer, must look at the internal processes, must look at the learning and innovation. All these in light of information you have obtained from internal sources, but most importantly, external. A strategic management accountant has to look for ways, for example, of the company becoming a cost leader, right? A company differentiating its product. Like now we have really, in this market, we have really, RCM Online College has really differentiated. There is no any other college which is offering videos and at the same time Zoom. We are the only college that has adopted the blended model. Like now the other semester, I had about 257 students doing advanced AFM, and over 200 passed. Not because Mwalimu is very bright, it's because of the videos that I've already done. So mine at times is to pinpoint a video to them. I'll tell them, in this case here, go and watch this video. So when I come live in Zoom, I'll ask them, you guys, first of all, are you comfortable with the concepts which were being taught there? They say yes, others say no. So if they say no, I'll tell them, in this case here, please pinpoint the areas you'd want me to. So they'll tell you, for example, Mwalimu, we looked at this cost of capital and they were not able to understand Hamada's model. So if it's a Hamada's model, I'm able very fast here to show them how to get, in this case here, beta equity using Hamada's model. How you use this beta equity to get cost of equity, combining the Hamada's figure with CAPM. And then, of course, once I get cost of equity, then I'll be able to use WACC. Others will tell me, Mwalimu, you know, KD was not given in this question. And then I'll be able to remind them very fast that if you go to a question where cost of debt has not been given, always go for risk-free rate of return. Because debt is normally secured. Debt is normally secured. In most cases, ladies and gentlemen, debt is what here is risk-free. So now you see now the concept of the video. I love online classes. Like yesterday, for some reason or the other, I was in a meeting with the chairman of ISPAC and some senior guy somewhere. I could not make it in this case here for my evening class, right? But courtesy, right, of these online classes with the videos, you simply send a video there, right? And now that students will not be able to, it's not like somebody who misses a physical class, right? And remember, for these online Zoom classes, should you, for one reason or the other again, miss a particular session, I mean, your class doesn't expire. You'll be able to get that session, of course, in the future. Actually, after the teacher finishes the class like that, we are able to store that information in our Vimeo. Straight out, we send the link. I mean, how can it get better than that? How can it get better than that? Online is the way to go. Now, I would want to get your honest opinion as we disappear now. You should not be doing these podcasts for more than 10 minutes. In this case here, for those of you who are doing these CPAs and CS, be very honest with me. Which particular learning platform would you prefer after my explanation? Would you rather go physical or online? Please be very honest. Be very honest. Be very honest. Physical or online? Be very honest as we disappear. You simply write your answer there and disappear. You simply write your answer there and disappear. Which one is better? Physical classes or online? Physical classes or online? You simply write your information there, write something there, and then you disappear. And then you disappear. Or rather, you can also ask a question. You can also ask a question. You can also ask a question. And of course, when you like this kind of presentations, it's important that you hit that like. When you hit the like, your friends will be able to see this in your newsfeed, which is very important, for me. And of course, for your friends, because we'd want your friends here to get to know very fast that these physical classes are too expensive. There's a lot of time in commuting, right? And then, of course, once you go there, of course, some people would want, first of all, that rent is too high. I mean, for me, whatever I get, I'm investing in my teachers. That is why I'm able to get the best, the very best in the industry. So they haven't yet answered my question. Physical or online? Physical or online? And then I'll be able to give you a very good story. Which one is the better option? Physical or online? I'm waiting. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, as we finish, RCM Online College is waiting for you. Our number is 0719 525,000, 0719 525,000. Please keep on sharing this video so that it reaches every student of KASNEB, so that it reaches every student who is doing KASNEB. Thank you very much, Jackie Victor Kipkoech. Right? Great. It has been a pleasure hosting you. Don't forget to hit the share button. Thank you very much, Andy Bungay. These are students I've seen in the past. I can see their names are quite familiar. Thank you very much. Be blessed and please stay safe. And for those of you who are in accounting world, because, for example, they cleared their CPA a long time ago, they graduated, please, let's try to embrace also online in everything that we do. Right? Let's try to make ourselves, in this case here, premium OTR accountants. Like, trust you me, even these students who keep on complaining about what? Even these students who keep on complaining about lack of jobs, about poor remunerations in the industry. If you happen to know this Facebook very well, for example, you can do like what I'm doing here today. Quite confidently, you hit live on Facebook and go there, start preaching, for example, matters of taxation. Start telling people, for example, today is this day, assuming it's 9th. Today is 9th. On 9th, all companies are required here to remit their payee. They're required to remit their payee. Failure to do so, these are the repercussions. There is NSSF. Start talking about those things. And then as you finish, down there, say, my name is CPA Victor Mutuku, right? And I'm your tax consultant. I would really love to be your taxation partner. Talk to me today. And then you write, and you'll not require to be employed by anybody. Trust you me. You won't require to be employed by anybody. You will be your own employer first. Will be able to fetch some premiums in the market and even get enough to be able to pay or rather employ other people. So this thing of saying somewhere you're really complaining, no. Right now the world has changed. Right now you have everything that you need on the palm of your hands. This thing you're seeing here is a game changer. Like now you may not believe it. As I'm doing this, I'm so sure people are calling my office. I'm so sure by the time I finish this, maybe within an hour, I'm not so sure, but I would have gotten something significant, right? So, and that's why I kept on telling you, ladies and gentlemen, especially when you were my students, that if there is any skill that you're supposed to be honing as a great accountant, as you look on the ICT side of the coin, also on this other side of the coin, ensure that your underbelly is not exposed. Ensure, ladies and gentlemen, that this underbelly is communications. Ensure that you are a good public speaker. A good public speaker does not have to be very eloquent. Good public speaking skills is all about confidence. So you get so many students here rushing to get so many qualifications, and then they forget a very important skill that I've seen helping people who are even in ATD1. People are not able to crack through CPS, but because they are eloquent communicators, they're able to strike serious businesses. If there is any skill that we should be working on day and night as I wake up in the morning, even it means we'll be using some podcasts here, listening to them, right? Trying to read newspapers, and then, of course, I try to write. I read, for example, something like, just something stupid, it can be even political. For example, that Uhuru and Ruto, in this case here, would want to come together. So I'll get somebody who has written like that, an author I like. So after I read like twice, I put that paper aside. And then I'll try asking myself a simple question. If I was given a composition of this nature to write, how would have I written it? And then, of course, I'll be so keen to look at conjunctions. How will I be using nevertheless, however, moreover, to move from one paragraph to another? And that is really all about accounting. Because accounting is all about what you're reporting. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good you are in terms of numbers. If you're not able to stand before an AGM with bad news, for example, it's an AGM that you'd want to announce that, hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're not be receiving dividends this year, with bad news, and be able to convince them they accept your bad news, right, without throwing a stone to you, you must be very eloquent. Eloquence, ladies and gentlemen, is something, even myself, I cannot tell you that I'm even 20% eloquent. These are things that we should need on cultivating every other time. And that is why up to now, I'm a member of what year? The famous Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters Club, you need to look for it. It's an online training program from the UK, where you only pay 1,000 shillings a month, and then they are able to teach you how to speak, and of course speak well. You may not accept this. Even the pastors who are doing very well out there, trust you me, what is making those guys to stand out from the crowd is their ability to speak, and speak well. So they know what we call the tonal variation, which is normally taught very well in Toastmasters. So they know when, in this case, to whisper, and they know when to shout before you realize you've given some offering. Right? Mwalimu, you're not being nice. No. That's why they call me a mentor. I have to tell you the truth. Because if I don't tell you the truth, 10 years down the line, you'll be complaining that I have 4 kids and I'm being paid 30,000. And I'm an accountant with an MBA. And yet you know that the thing that is putting you down is your inability to speak. I mean, once you are so savvy in terms of this ICT, even just in Excel alone, here I've done my EPSs. So I look for EPSs for the last 3 years, 2019, 2020, 2021. Do some very good sketches. I have very powerful PowerPoints, right? So I'll not look for more than 10 slides. If you have more than 10 slides for presentation, that is noise. Those are the kind of things that are at Toastmasters, right? You'll be taught those things. So in this case here, straight away you throw a PowerPoint, you explain like that. And then remember that an accountant who is not good in humor should not have been an accountant in the first place. I mean, I should be able to walk into any meeting regardless of how tense the meeting is. I should be able to walk there and tell them, for instance, as I start my speech, that I've got 2 kids. That one of them for example, is 4 months old, and this one who is 4 months old is the one who sent me to you guys to come and say hi. So of course they will start. But you see, the concept is all about what you're breaking the ice. Because when you go to an audience, you'll always get what we call like an audience that is too cold. An audience that is even afraid of you. So how do you break the ice? And after breaking the ice, how are you supposed to run the marathon? If, ladies and gentlemen, you will be in this industry as an accountant, and then you tell me that every morning you're not able to stand before a mirror to practice your public speaking skills every morning, then no, straight away, you should never complain to anybody. The next 10 years here will be quite awful for you. Because right now with this ICT, with these virtual platforms, it is the greatest public speakers who are going to command the greatest wealth. Even right now in social media. If you just know how to write very well on Facebook, I mean, you will be a social media influencer. If you know how to use those conjunctions, nevertheless, right? You'll even get people who never went to anybody's university, but because they are very good, ladies and gentlemen, in public speaking, they're very good in writing. These guys are crazily doing very well out there. So if there is anything that as I go, I would want you guys to be thinking about is how do we become good speakers? Am I a good public speaker in the first place? You know, I could be advising and maybe I'm at the bottom. Great. So has AMA changed in any way? Yes. And that is why it's very important that you get to our classroom. RCM Online College, 0719-525. Come over here and we shall be able to dissect that syllabus quite fast. Peter is saying, yes, you are. But trust you me, it is something that I'm really working on every day. And it's something that I got to know once I became a member of United Kenya Club. Right? I got in this case here some people there who believe that learning of English is supposed to be a continuous exercise. You know, it is us, people in this case here who are just normal, who believe that whatever you learn is enough. No. If you look at some of the greatest Toastmasters like Mukisa Kitui, they're still studying this thing every day. And some other names that I can't mention here, I wish you could just join that platform. It's a UK platform, NGO, which is just there to be able to teach what here, to be able to teach you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going away, and I strongly believe that all of you guys here who are accounting students doing CS and the CPA, I want to imagine that you shall be joining my online classes. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure. Bye. Thank you very much. Don't forget to share this. Bye-bye.